What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down Russell Wilson's throwing mechanics for the 2020 season. We're going to be talking about 3 of the best throws that I've seen him make this year. We talk about why he's such an accurate passer, why he throws a great deep ball, and how he's able to make certain throws on the run, and how he's able to be more accurate on the run, and how this can help your guys' game improve as well. Okay, so let's get started with this breakdown. Guys, if you're a quarterback and you want to get better at reading coverages and knowing what defenses are going to do before they do it, one of the most foundational things for quarterbacks is to improve their football IQ. Check out that link in the description that says how to read defenses. You're going to get access to 150 plus breakdowns just like this, but we break down the IQ side of things. We break down coverages. We look at from like a sky eye view of NFL defenses, where we talk about how they're going to read this thing, why they're playing this way, and how you guys can beat those defenses. Okay. Plus, you get 4 new breakdowns every week added on to the 150 that you already have access to. Check out that link in the description. Again, only $10 to get signed up on that. Hope to get you guys on that soon. Let's get started. So first things first here, we're going to be looking at Russell Wilson making this off-platform throw. So what's an off-platform throw? Off-platform throw is really anything where your feet maybe aren't set directly to the throw. You don't have time to gather up because you got to get it out now. You got to get it out on time, and you're getting pressure. So let's watch at full speed one more time. So this is something that if you're a shorter quarterback, you got to be able to do, right? You got to be able to be comfortable with the uncomfortable and comfortable with these freaking tough throws where you don't always have your feet set. But how we accomplish that is with great front side discipline, which is what we're going to talk about, and you still being able to keep the same foot strike in the same throwing sequence. Okay, so you see when Wilson's here, he's getting pressure, right? Right tackle got beat. He's got a drift. And you see how his feet are set towards the left side of the field, but he's trying to throw this fade back across. This is a common throw you see from guys like Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers makes this type of throw all day long. That guy hardly has his feet set ever. Kyler Murray's always making off-platform throws because these guys, and Aaron Rodgers isn't a short guy, but I'm saying because those short guys have to. They have to make these throws. Breeze is more of like a quicker, takes the underneath stuff, but you watch his footwork all the time. Most of the time he's not set because we know we got to work extra hard back here, a lot harder than the 6'4" guy as a shorter quarterback, because we just got to make sure that we're able to make these throws the same. We're still able to be on time because it's impossible to see over these guys. So you got to play back here differently as a shorter guy, and this is how you can do that. So now, how I get better at these off-platform throws, when you're off balance, you still want to make sure that that foot strike's the exact same. You still want to make sure that front foot's getting down. You don't want to swing that front foot out of there just because you're throwing back across the opposite side of the field, right? You want to get this thing down quick. You want to rotate that front shoulder, and you want to let your hips still swing you through. Now, the thing that everybody does on when they throw off platform, and this is why coaches don't teach that, is because they teach to swing the front shoulder and they open up the front hip and you replace. If you're off balance with your feet and you swing your front side out of there, your arm's going to get pushed outside of your frame. You want to fight the urge to swing out, and you want to try to keep your shoulders level and your hips level to the throw. So my shoulders stay square, my hips stay square, I rotate my shoulders and I flick that wrist, and that's exactly what Wilson does. That front foot serves as like an anchor, and you see how he's able at release point, this is why his release point is so clean, he's able to stay square, and that front hand stays tight. Everybody loves to dip their head out of there. Everybody loves to swing their hips, and their hips end up towards the opposite sideline because they think that their front side's what brings the ball through. It is your hip drive and is your leg drive. How much torque can you produce by rotating your shoulders and fighting the urge to swing your hips and swing your shoulders out of there, keep them level. And so when you flick that wrist, you can flick that wrist wherever you want. That's where that ball is going to go. And you see Wilson doesn't bail out of there until the last second after he releases it, right? Obviously, when you're making a throw like this and you're off balance, you're probably going to fall out of there. But at release point, we should be square and hips should be square, and fight the urge to swing out of there the best you possibly can, okay? And then you see that's why it's such an accurate shot here downfield. This is a throw that we got to be able to make, fellas. This is when you hear guys talk about, oh, he can make all the throws on the field, this is what they're talking about. Being off balance, getting a one-on-one matchup, keeping my hips and shoulders there and letting it fly, right? Now, if I could throw this little like slot fade here, how easy do you think it's going to be able to throw a dig? How easy do you think it's going to be able to throw like maybe a seam on this thing, or just like a little check down? So that's why you work these kind of throws in practice, so you get comfortable with the uncomfortable. You think guys like Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, they work every single throw that they make? No, that's impossible because you can never prepare 100% for everything you're going to face, right? But you can work some of the awkward throws. You can try to make it as awkward and as hard on yourself as possible when you're working with receivers, throwing drill work, throwing a stationary target, so that when you're in these situations in game, it's not foreign to you. It's not like we're trying to learn a foreign language. Let's watch it full speed again one more time. Drift out, shoulders, stay hips there, stay shoulders there, and let that wrist flick go. So now we're going to be talking about this deep ball, right? Now, I think the deep ball, the most important thing from Wilson is that he's able able to keep the same lower half mechanics and uses upper body and uses like hips and not uses upper body to swing himself through, right? So you see how when he throws here, it is the same foot strike. That foot strike does not change. That's where everybody gets it wrong on a deep ball, is they think that foot strike's got to change. They got to have this big load up, right? You see how he's here? Nice, strong base. This is a perfect base to be in. Feet are just outside your shoulders so he can drive off of that back leg without having to worry about super long stride, or I would say like an off stride or like maybe too quick of a stride where we pop up. He can just get that front foot down quick and be able to rotate through with his hips, and you see how his posture is perfect. Front shoulder's a little arched, but now when he gets that front foot down, it is the exact same timing as if he was throwing just a little 10-yard dig over the middle here, right? Or maybe a bang 8 post. It's the same timing of that foot strike because it's got to be able to stay the same. You got to be able to stay the same for your sequence to be right? So a lot of guys like to hang out on this back leg here, and they don't like to produce energy. See how he's pushing off of this back leg? They don't like to do that. They like to keep their back leg straight, and this front foot takes a while to get down. But your motion is not going to change. Your motion stays the same. You've been doing the same motion for however long, and it's muscle memory now. So when you have that same motion, but your foot strike is longer, the sequence is off. Your front foot's getting down, and your shoulders come through first because you're striking the ground. Rather than striking the ground here like Russell in this like opposite L or this backstroke, you'd be striking the ground here where you're in this 90, right? And if you're striking the ground when you're in that 90, your hip's going to trail behind your shoulders and you're not going to have any torque. But because he's able to get his front foot down, he's able to rotate through up and over, and his hip is able to come through before the ball. You see that? Like, that's the position of 0 that everybody talks about, where that ball is trailing your hips. That's the position that we want to be able to get into and keep that firm front leg the whole time. And you see how he's able to stay square with his shoulders, stay square with his hips. He's not swinging everything out there and still taking a shot while he's making this throw. This is a great throw by Wilson, a great deep ball. That's why he's so consistent on it, because of how quick he's able to get his front foot down, how he's able to keep the same sequence. That's why he's able to get so much power, and how he's able to arc this thing is because when he drives with his hips are going up and over. He has a little arc to that front shoulder, and his follow through, you see how his follow through's up in the air because he's leaving that wrist flick where he wants it to go. It's a great mechanically sound throw here. Let's watch it full speed one more time. So again, he's here. Let that thing fly, climb up and over the top. It's a great ball here by Wilson. Now we're going to be looking at a throw where he conflict climbs in the pocket. So we call it a conflict climb. He's able to get out, throw this thing on the run back across the field. Okay, so this is a very, very advanced play, and something that we're going to have to be able to do. Okay, so when we come here and you're getting any kind of pressure on this back shoulder here, right? Anybody got beat to your front side, to your right side, you've got to make sure that we protect the ball. So everybody loves to like step up and swing this ball, like they swing it underneath. You want to try to step through and put yourself between the defender and the ball. So you see how this guy's coming home free? Now, if my guard is doing my job and he's kicking me out, maybe you don't have to do this. But if he's home free and he's got an opportunity to strip sack the ball and make a play, you guys want to step through, right? And by step through, I mean stepping with your back leg to put yourself between the defender and the ball. That's how you protect the ball, and that's what we call a conflict climb, right? So I take this drop, neither my tackler or my guard got beat to the outside. This guy's coming home free. Let's step through with the back leg because that forces him to completely redirect rather than just fall right into you and make this play. Imagine if he just goes here and steps up and just swings the ball like this. This guard or whoever's blitzing him, not guard, but this nose guard, whoever blitzing him, and whoever's coming at him can make a play on this thing, right? So we got to make sure that I protect this ball. I step through. I don't slide through. Now, when he gets out, what's the first thing that comes up? His eyes are up, right? Because he's trying to navigate downfield. Now, when we're trying to throw this thing back across the field, what do you think has to happen? Your right leg has got to step in the direction of the throw as your shoulders are going back. So you see how his right leg's getting anchored as he's starting that backstroke, right? You're keeping that front shoulder closed, and if you step with that right leg, and you see how when he brings that left leg through, where are his hips? Hips are square to the target, shoulders are square to the target. That's what you got to be able to do on any throw on the run. You want to step with your right leg, and as you step with your right leg, you're bringing your hips there, you're bringing your shoulders there, and you're fighting the urge to swing out. What everybody likes to do when they try to make this throw is they'll step in this direction, and their hips and shoulders will be going in this direction and try to throw back across, and that's how you have a weak throw, and it's not a consistent throw, and that's why everybody's like, oh, don't throw across your body. That's where that comes from. But if you can step in the direction of the throw as your shoulders go back, and you swing that left foot through, Russell Wilson's left foot through, your opposite throw if you're, or your right leg if you're a lefty, but as you're a righty, it's your left leg swinging through. and you maintain keeping square with your shoulders and your hips, that's how you generate that snappiness to the motion, and you get a little bit more twitch on this throw, and we're more consistent because I didn't swing everything out of there. It's a great mechanically sound throw here by Wilson. Let's watch this thing again full speed one more time. This is a great job. Able to conflict, step up, step in the direction of the throw, get your hips there and get your shoulders there to create that torque. That's a great job. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, please leave those in the comments. And again, if you guys want to get better at reading coverages, understanding defenses, knowing what they're going to do, get access to 150 plus breakdowns just like this, plus 3 new ones every week, check out that link in the description that says how to read defenses. I'll see you guys next time.